What's coming our way? We've got more snow chances, it looks like. Winter's not done yet. Winter technically doesn't end for another 13, 14 days, depending if you count today or not still. But we got more cold air trying to make its way towards Arkansas. We're going to be talking more about the snow chances, the wintry weather chances by the end of the week. But let's go ahead and kind of set the scene. We'll make sure if you have any questions, comments, you can leave them down below. We're going to talk about several different things with this forecast, but let's go ahead and just get a big picture of what's going on with our weather maps this evening and where we go for the rest of the week. We've got high pressure towards the north. Got eventually some sunshine, some clear skies. We'll be moving into Arkansas and Oklahoma later this week. Guys, we still have one more day of kind of this cool air. That cold front that gave us those thunderstorms continues to press off towards the east, and now that rain's hitting the eastern seaboard right now. They still had some severe thunderstorms on this earlier, but now it's weakened a lot. So that's headed out. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We've got this cooler air, though, that's coming on in. High pressure, of course, turns clockwise. So we've got that northerly wind coming right in from Missouri into Arkansas and Oklahoma. You guys felt it today. A lot of us just barely got above freezing in Northwest. In the River Valley, we got to some 40s, but it felt like the 30s all day when you count for that wind chill. I think tomorrow is going to be kind of chilly too. Now, technically, the thermometer will be warmer tomorrow. So, for example, I think a lot of us will get into the upper 40s, maybe some low 50s. But you see these clouds that continue to stream in from Texas? They're going to continue, I think, to expand a little bit overnight tonight and into tomorrow. We may get a few breaks of sun in the morning, especially. But in the afternoon tomorrow, I think we're mostly cloudy. And so today, at least we had some rays of sun at times, right? And so, yes, it was chilly, but when you were in that sun and you were blocked from the wind, it wasn't bad, but it was still chilly. But tomorrow, we're not going to have that sun, and I think that makes a big difference. So, yes, it may be technically warmer, but I don't think it's going to feel like it. So that's your Tuesday. Tomorrow, still kind of chilly, cloudy, maybe even a stray shower, too. We've noticed every once in a while a couple light showers in Louisiana, and they may share some of those throughout the day tomorrow. We're just talking about a couple raindrops here and there. But then, Wednesday, Thursday, high pressure will start to dominate. We're going to get a lot of sun. We're going to warm up. We'll hit some 50s. I think we've got a good chance of hitting some 60s too. It looks like a great week until Friday. Friday, everything changes. See this cold front towards the north? High pressure is going to move east, and this cold front is going to be allowed to just dive south. The next couple of days, it's kind of parked. It's not going to move very much because the high pressure is blocking it. But this thing is going to protect us. This high pressure is going to protect us for Wednesday and Thursday, but then it moves east and allows all this cold air. We're noticing really chilly temperatures as you head into southern Canada, southwestern Canada, and some of that cold air is now making its way across the nation's border. We're getting a few of those snow showers in Montana. Eventually, some more are going to be taking place in North Dakota. And then all of this activity dives south along the plains. And guess what? It comes right towards Arkansas and Oklahoma. Winter is not done yet. You want more snow? Some folks, now we get to this part of the year where even the snow lovers are like, okay, we're good. But if you want a little bit more snow, we've got it. We got it coming in, I think, for the next, in the next couple of days. About Friday is probably the timing of some of that cooler air. Right now, of course, we've got the clouds. It is chilly. We also had some severe weather, right, the past couple of days. This is March. March is insane because we're really in that power struggle right now between winter and spring. We still can get cold blasts from the north. But every once in a while, that south wind kicks up from the Gulf of Mexico, and we're in business. We're in business for lots of sun and even a little bit of humidity starting to return. But then when you've got those clashes, that's why we've got severe weather season. Meteorologist Michelle Trotter, she put together a special on why is spring the stormiest season out of all of them. That's on our YouTube page. You can check that out. But specifically talking about our storm reports that we had yesterday, we had tornadoes touch down in Pope County. And then we had 2 tornadoes in northeastern Arkansas, one just south and west of Jonesboro and one just south of the Missouri state line. I believe both these reports with the tornado reports the damage. This is an EF1 that we had, a very high EF1 in Pope County. And then a mix of EF1 and EF2s in northeastern Arkansas. I believe the crews are finishing up all their work, so it's probably these reports are going to be it. But it wasn't just tornado reports that we had yesterday. We also had wind reports. You see that kind of that circle. It shows kind of a house and a tree kind of knocked over a little bit. Those are wind reports. And then this blue with the little white dots everywhere, that's hail. We had hail reports in the River Valley. We had some hail reports in eastern Oklahoma. We had some wind damage in Scott County near Waldron. Now, we had a circulation at one point, so it's very hard to say whether this was a super, super brief touchdown. We had a couple pictures that we're trying to verify still at this tower of a funnel cloud near Waldron. We don't really have any idea if it actually made touch contact with the ground, but we did have those gusty winds pushing through. So what a day yesterday, and what a week it's going to be. So here's what's next. Tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy. If you want some sun, maybe in the morning we'll have a couple breaks, but I think most of the afternoon will probably be mostly cloudy to just plain old cloudy and overcast. There is a chance for a stray shower. The farther south you go towards Louisiana, that's where the showers are going to be kind of overall. The farther south you go, the better rain chances you'll have. I think we've got about a 30% chance in the River Valley. Maybe 20% chance in northwest Arkansas. We're not talking about a lot of rain here, just a couple raindrops every once in a while. Barely even noticeable, to be honest. It's just going to be cloudy and cool, I think, is really the main story of tomorrow's forecast. But then we warm up. We're talking about that high pressure. It's going to be here Wednesday, Thursday, and then that wintry mix comes for Friday. All right, now we got through that. Let's talk about wintry weather and snow chances. We're keeping tabs on the cold air that continues to be bottled up, but we've got this pocket right now just south and west of the Hudson Bay. But then see, I know it's kind of hard to see behind the banner. You see this other pocket up here? This is far north. You know, we're into the northern territories now of Canada. This pocket of cold air is what we're really probably going to be watching. Notice how that starts to dive south. It kind of combines with the one that's already in southern Canada, and then all of it dives south right into the plains just in time to give us maybe some wintry weather by Friday. The reason why we've got some wintry weather chances is Wednesday and Thursday it's going to be sunny, but that south wind's going to start to bring in more humidity. So you've got moisture, add in the cold air, get that to time out right. We've got the chances for a wintry system. Now, we really don't have a clear indicator right now how much snow, how much wintry mix. However, it does look like at this moment, this isn't really going to be much of an icy event for parts of Arkansas. This pink color is really a mix where we could get raindrops and snowflakes, maybe a couple sleet pellets, but as of right now, it looks like the ice and sleet chances are really, really low. Of course, we've got a couple days to wrestle with this forecast. You got to look at several different layers of the atmosphere. That's what we're still working on right now. But the earliest indications are this is mainly going to be snow north, rain south in the middle. It's probably going to be a mix where we start off with rain and then maybe we get a couple snowflakes to mix in before this whole system sets up. But it does look like for the northern half, northern third really of Arkansas, and much of eastern Oklahoma, we've got those snow chances. You head south and west of Dallas, right along the Red River, more kind of a mix. And then once you head into Louisiana, I think it's all rain. And then this whole thing's going to move north and east. I went ahead and cut it off just for simplicity. This whole thing's going to spread off towards the east, but I'm kind of cutting off towards Nashville as of this moment. All right, so we got low, medium, high, making it super simple tonight. The farther north you go, closer to the Missouri-Arkansas state line and into eastern Oklahoma, we've got a high chance of snow falling. Accumulations at this hour, we'll talk about it here on the live stream, right? On TV, we're not going to talk much about it yet, but since you guys are tuning in, you kind of get the inside scoop. Right now, I'm looking at several indications. So the first thing I look at is how much snow may be falling out of the sky first of all, and then after that, you have to consider what the ground temperatures are doing. Right now, it looks like if we're really warm the middle of the week, we're going to warm up our ground again. And so I think once that snow falls, we'll have to get some good bands with some decent snowfall rates in order to accumulate. And we may be able to do that. This is kind of a quick hitting system. It's Friday morning into Friday midday. This thing then moves out, but some of those bands could try to be heavy across parts of Arkansas. And so we may try to get an inch to maybe even 3 inches of snow. Now, I've seen some posts about, well, over a foot of snow headed. Couple runs, I believe, on the GFS that had a run. You have to ignore some of those. Once we get closer to this event, we'll be able to fine tune a little bit more on how much snow may try to come. And then on top of that, you got to subtract a little bit, because if the ground is a little bit warmer, it's going to take a couple rounds of that snow in order for it to really start to create a base. But once you have a base, you're good. Now, grassy surfaces will be able to accumulate a lot faster than some of our roadways, so keep that in mind. But the good news is that it does look more like snow activity. And so I don't know if we'll have as many of the really icy spots. We're cold for Saturday, so there could be some more refreezing. But guess what? By Sunday, we're back in the 50s. So this is a very quick hitting system. That's the one good thing about our snowfalls in March, is that they come in just as quickly as they get out of here. So we got a quick glance. This isn't going to last very long, but a quick glance of some snow. So from about Kavanaugh Hill, Poteau, Mount Magazine, northbound, we've got a good chance of seeing some snow in the air. We'll talk more about accumulations. Maybe we can do some more live streams on some of these evenings as we lead up to this event coming up on Friday. Central Arkansas, we've got a medium chance. The thing with Little Rock and Conway, even south and west towards Hot Springs, and even parts of LaFleur County and southeastern Oklahoma, we're probably going to get rain first. Once temperatures cool down enough with the cold front, I think eventually we'll start to switch over to some light snow before this thing gets out of here. We may even see some snowflakes in southern Arkansas, but we probably won't get as much in terms of accumulation, if any. The highest accumulation chances will be for a lot of the river valley and then northwest Arkansas into southwest Missouri. Oh, I forgot to zoom this in. Yeah, so here we go. Greenwood, just north of Poteau, Kavanaugh Hill, Paris, the Scenic Byway, Mount Magazine, northbound, kind of near Booneville and northbound, all of Franklin County, all of Johnson County, Crawford County, Sequoia County, you're all included in the high chance of seeing some snowfall, and then all of northwest Arkansas is going to be included in that as well. Let's walk through this forecast together. This is Friday morning. This is just one computer simulation. There's several, but I think this one probably has the best story so far for those at home taking notes. This is the Euro. We've had some problems with the GFS today. It's been really wonky. But otherwise, this is a look at the Euro. That cold front starts to come in. Now notice this is Friday morning before sunrise. So your Thursday looks really warm. We're going to be in the 50s and 60s. This thing is coming in early morning Friday once temperatures have really kind of bottomed out. And so we don't have to push them much lower in order to get those wintry weather chances. So we get that first glance in. It may start off with a couple raindrops, switching over to some raindrops. And oh, is that a snowflake too? That wintry mix. And then eventually it should switch over to mainly just snow. And eventually that pushes south into the river valley too. But notice the back edge. It's already moving in. This is not a big storm system. It's going to be a quick glance. However, there's going to be a lot of moisture. And so I think this is going to be very heavy, but very quick. 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we start to wrap things up already. So we're talking basically just daylight hours from about right at sunrise to about 4 o'clock for some of us as we wrap up on the western edge, and then this all heads out. Notice how central Arkansas kind of gets a quick glance before this all moves out. So a very quick hitting system coming in Friday. By 10 o'clock, we're dry, but we'll have to see how much snow we can try to get out of this. That cold front's going to help us stay cold, I think, throughout the day, because we'll be next to freezing in the morning, but then we may not be able to budge for the rest of the day because of that north wind coming in and that colder air settling too. So once again, Friday, quick hitter of a system coming in just right before sunrise, headed through about midday, then we're done. This thing's out of here. Remember our last storm, we had multiple rounds. We had 2.5 days almost of that wintry weather with more of that sleet. This one's looking more like a quick burst of snow, out of here. That makes it really tricky sometimes on how much snow can actually stick, because notice temperatures go back above freezing for Saturday. We'll start to melt some of it. I think the roads are going to melt pretty quickly, to be honest. Now in the morning, Saturday morning, there may be slick spots, but then I think we'll melt a lot of that. Sunday, a lot of this goes away. Snow melts quicker than a lot of the sleet does. I still saw some sleet piles. Did you guys? Some folks were sending in pictures of sleet piles that a lot of times that you see at a parking lot, because they were able to scoot a lot of it off towards the side, and then it congeals into one big mound and just sits there, and it glazes over every night to try to protect itself from the sun in the afternoons, and so it takes a long time to melt those. But in northwest Arkansas, let's talk about the next couple of days. Upper 40s tomorrow, maybe a shower, especially south. Most of us will probably stay dry, mostly cloudy, a couple sun breaks every once in a while, and then more sun for your Wednesday and Thursday. Your Wednesday, Thursday look great. It's Friday when we've got those snow chances coming in. And the river valley will be a little bit warmer for that system on Friday. I still think we'll get a good burst of snow, but there's going to be a few more raindrops that mix in at first. So we may not see snow really accumulating until later in the day. Once again, this is a quick moving system. This is in, this is out. We'll have to see where those bands set up, because if they start to miss a couple of us, your window is short. So we'll have to see. Inventory mix coming in. I still think we'll get some accumulations throughout the river valley. We'll work more on those accumulation maps coming up, maybe even as early as tomorrow, really Wednesday. we'll have those starting to be kind of lock and loaded in order to help you plan your Friday. And then we warm back up above freezing, of course, for Saturday, back to 50s on Sunday. And then I know I don't have the 10-day forecast. You have to tune in for your 5 News at 10 to see that. But we've got lots of 70s next week. So quick dose of winter. This is the kind of winter we like, where get it real quick, then it's out. All good. But a lot of folks have been asking about planting. Some folks went ahead and did it. Remember, last week was warm. We got another round of winter. You've got to watch. We still have our annual, no, that's not the way to put it, our average last frost date. There we go. Or last freeze dates. Those are usually late March, early April. May, we're good. So we're still a couple weeks when we look at climate stuff in order if you're trying to figure out what to plant. So we've only got about 5 more minutes before we start to really get ready for a 5 News at 10. Let me see if I can pull up your guys' comments and we can go from there and see what you guys are wondering about. All right. Pull this up. Hope you guys have had a good start to the week so far. There we go. All right, Barbara asks the timeline of all this. This is kind of a wide view, of course, of the timeline. Warm up till Thursday, Friday morning right around sunrise. Of course, the timing is going to change a little bit. You know, even up to the day before the event, we're usually within an hour or two. So now we're several days out, but it looks like right now it's more Friday morning, Friday midday. Friday evening, we may be cleared out. We may be done. So we'll have to see. Melinda says, sometimes it snows in April. According to my dog's paws today, the ground is cold. It got chilly last night. We're going to try to warm it up a little bit. This is the time of year where our ground temperatures kind of fluctuate a little bit. Of course, our nights are cold, but then our afternoons, especially the next couple afternoons, are going to be nice. So we'll have to see. If you got to look at these low temperatures too, we should be, I think we'll be above freezing tomorrow night, and above freezing the next couple nights, but Friday is the day we got to watch. Pamela says, Walmart parking lots. I think we're talking about the sleep mounds there. Let's see. Paul says the weather is bipolar. I tell you what, that's March though. We always expect it. JC says, I'm supposed to be traveling to Bentonville Saturday afternoon. Do you think it will melt by then? I think the roads probably will be okay. I mean, if we're looking at 1, 2, 3 inches of snow, it's a good amount for March. I think our average, about a ½ inch. I'd have to look specifically. We still get measurable snow on average in the month of March. But to get more than like 2 inches in one system, it's pretty impressive for us. You know, March, we start to wrap things up. We usually can get 1 or 2 things start to move in, and every once in a while we can get something later in the season. That's for sure. I mean, this may not be our last. Who knows? We'll have to see. But if you look at climate, we're starting to wrap things up pretty quickly. What about Saturday morning in Northwest Arkansas? I think we'll have some freezing Friday night and a Saturday. Let me back it up. Northwest Arkansas. We'll dip down to the teens. It's going to be cold waking up Saturday morning. So we'll have to be looking out for that. Bruce, thank you. You're a lifesaver, man. Spring forward Sunday. I got to add that to the 7-day. We got this clock. Zach and I were talking about that, which one we should use, but we'll have that clock for when we spring ahead. Of course, once again, that's Saturday night into Sunday. Should we have it here? Our sunsets are going to be after 7:30. So we're getting close to the 6:30 mark right now. We're adding about 2.5 minutes of daylight every day. You guys have probably noticed. Now, the cloudy days, it's kind of hard to tell. But after the time change, our sunsets will be after 7:30. That also means our mornings are going to be a little bit later. So if you're going by the sun and letting the sun wake you up, you may be a little bit behind Sunday. So just keep that in mind. Of course, we got spring forward. I got to add that to the 7-day. I appreciate that. I knew I had something on my list I had to do today. Taryn says, when is our next severe weather coming? Great question. Because when you think about it, cold fronts in March, severe weather, this one's, the timing is off. Now, things could try to change. Let's say this whole thing speeds up by, I don't know, 12, 13 hours. If you got this cold front by Thursday afternoon, we could probably talk more about maybe storm chances before we switch over to some wintry weather. But right now, this thing is looking like it's sneaking in Friday night once temperatures are already cooler. In order to get storms in March, you've got to hit them in the afternoon, late afternoon. We did that. We did that this weekend, and that's why we had those storms coming in. Once we went later into the overnight hours, we started kind of reducing those chances. So we got to start wrapping things up, but hopefully you guys are ready for more wintry weather. Once again, the highest chances of seeing snow, that's not necessarily talking about big accumulations, but even just seeing the snow start to fall, will be in parts of the river valley, mainly along I-40 and north, but some of us south of I-40 can get some of this too. I really think so. But then even, of course, higher chances once you head north into northwest Arkansas, the mountains, to southwest Missouri. So we'll continue to watch this system. Winter's not done yet. Winter's reminding us we still have about 13, 14 days left before that season is over. All right, you guys take care. Of course, keep it local, keep it here. And as always, we'll keep you advised. We'll see you soon.